replace Obamacare. President Trump backing the plan, but tonight there is already revolt from some within the Republican Party who call this Obamacare light, while Democrats fear millions could lose their coverage as nearly 20 million Americans wait for a clear answer. Also breaking, the stunning reveal. Is this a major CIA security breach? WikiLeaks and thousands of documents. Do they reveal how the CIA can break into smartphones, computers, even TVs? The deadly train collision slamming into a bus, several dead tonight, multiple injuries. The tornado outbreak, at least 30 reported already. Winds up to 150 miles per hour. And the fires tonight in several states turning deadly. Our team on the scene. And the daycare worker who appears to push a 4-year-old. Authorities say she then realizes the camera is rolling. What now?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and we have major developments on several fronts tonight. First, the showdown already underway at this hour. The plan to replace Obamacare is now revealed. President Trump firmly standing behind it. But tonight, some high-profile Republicans are rejecting it, saying it doesn't go far enough, arguing much of it still looks like Obamacare. On the other side tonight, Democrats furious too. There have been those town halls, Americans concerned, will they lose their coverage? Tonight, at least one estimate saying millions will be affected. Those same critics say Republicans have had years to come up with a plan to replace Obamacare. And tonight, the fight now brewing within their own party. ABC's Mary Bruce on Capitol Hill.
Now that Republicans have released their long-awaited plan to overhaul Obamacare, tonight the president is making the hard sell.
And I'm proud to support the replacement plan released by the House.
But the plan is already facing a full-on revolt from conservatives. The president tweeting there's wiggle room, saying our wonderful new health care bill is now out for review and negotiation. The president has his work cut out for him.
It's Obamacare light.
It's Obamacare in a different form.
A step in the wrong direction. And as much as anything, it's a missed opportunity.
Conservative Republicans are blasting the plan's push to replace Obamacare subsidies with tax credits to help buy insurance.
Is this bill in its current form a complete non-starter for you?
I think it's dead on arrival. I don't think conservatives will vote for it.
On the flip side, more moderate Republicans worry the plan would take a serious toll on lower-income Americans, those covered by Obamacare's expansion of Medicaid.
The problem is Obamacare has just collapsed.
Voters have already put Congress on notice at town halls around the country.
I could tell you 3 members of my family, including me, that would be dead and homeless if it was not for ACA.
Shortly before taking office, President Trump vowed his plan would provide insurance for everybody.
You told the Washington Post that your plan to replace Obamacare will include insurance for everybody. That sounds an awful lot like universal coverage.
It's going to be, what my plan is that I want to take care of everybody. I'm not going to leave the lower 20% that can't afford insurance.
But by one estimate out today, up to 10 million Americans could lose their coverage under the new plan.
By some estimates, 10 million people could lose their coverage. Is that acceptable to you?
Look, what matters is that we're lowering the cost of health care and giving people access to affordable health care plans.
But today, some Republicans suggested some Americans may have to pay more.
Americans have choices, and they've got to make a choice. And so maybe rather than getting that new iPhone that they just love and they want to go spend hundreds of dollars on that, maybe they should invest in their own health care.
Mary Bruce with us live on Capitol Hill tonight. And Mary, some conservatives angry about the cost of this replacement. Meantime, at the same time, you have millions of Americans waiting for concrete answers about what will happen to their coverage under Obamacare if this replacement is passed. So when can we expect some concrete numbers for them?
David, Republicans are moving forward considering this bill before the numbers have been crunched. The budget office is not expected to release their findings until later this week. But David, Republican leaders insist they will vote on a new health care bill before the end of next month. David.
All right, Mary Bruce live on Capitol Hill. A busy night ahead, Mary. Thank you. Meantime, tonight, what could be a major security breach, a bombshell involving the CIA. Tonight, WikiLeaks posting what they say are thousands of documents from the CIA exposing the agency's secrets. Is the CIA breaking into smartphones, iPads, even TVs? And has their playbook now been revealed around the world? Here's ABC's chief investigative correspondent Brian Ross tonight.
Officials tonight are calling it a devastating security breach for the CIA, revealing in fascinating detail how the agency is using everyday household electronic devices to spy on its targets. If authentic, and officials say they appear to be, the 8,700 documents posted on WikiLeaks today reveal a range of CIA programs with code names like After Midnight and Brutal Kangaroo, all now in the hands of terrorists and foreign targets.
Legitimate targets are now going to button up.
So this hurts.
Oh, yeah, God, it's without question that it hurts.
One of the leaked files reveals a program called Weeping Angel, which can remotely turn a Samsung TV anywhere in the world into a secret listening device, even when appearing to be off. The name Weeping Angel seems to come from the monster statues on a BBC TV show Doctor Who, which only attack when no one else is looking. The leaked files also reveal how the CIA can hack into iPads and a full range of smartphones and turn them into listening devices or cameras, or gain access to messages before they are encrypted by popular apps.
We have entered what I call the new cyber warfare. This is how we fight our battles now.
The secret documents also disclose how the CIA has been working on a program to hack into cars and trucks, conceivably turning them into what WikiLeaks says could be tools of nearly undetectable assassinations.
The next thing that intelligence agencies will do is have their experts try to figure out how much damage does this release do.
WikiLeaks has been in the spotlight for publishing an incredible amount of secret U.S. information. Most recently, the emails of the Democratic Party hacked by Russian intelligence. That led to praise during the campaign by Donald Trump.
WikiLeaks, I love WikiLeaks.
It's been amazing what's coming out on WikiLeaks.
This WikiLeaks is like a treasure trove.
But today, there was no comment from the Trump White House.
I'm not going to comment on that. I think, obviously, that's something that has not been fully evaluated, and if it was, I would not comment from here on that.
So we wait for comment from the White House on this WikiLeaks development. In the meantime, Brian, what are you learning from your sources at the CIA tonight about who they might believe is behind this?
Well, for the record, CIA officials, David, today won't say if the documents are authentic, but the damage assessment has already begun. WikiLeaks says they were given the documents by a former U.S. government contractor. And now there's an urgent search on inside the CIA to find out who may have leaked all these documents.
All right, Brian Ross and your team, our thanks to you. In the meantime, from the CIA, we turn to that bombshell allegation from President Trump that President Obama wiretapped him before the election. 3 days now, and he made those claims. Where's the proof? Even one top Republican tonight saying, show us the evidence that led to that conclusion. ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl asking the press secretary today, do you believe the president's claims? John's at the White House tonight.
President Trump seemed to enjoy himself as he surprised a group of tourists visiting the White House today, a portrait of Hillary Clinton looming over his shoulder.
Work hard, everybody, work hard.
But he is facing mounting pressure to provide evidence to prove his explosive allegation that President Obama tapped his phones at Trump Tower.
I think that the President of the United States, who has stated categorically that Trump Tower was wiretapped, that he should come forward with the information that led him to that conclusion.
Even high-level members of the president's own team seem to be at a loss to explain what he was talking about.
If the President of the United States said that, he's got his reasons to say it. He's got some convincing evidence that took place.
But still, no proof.
It's been a full 3 days since the president said that President Obama had his wires tapped, his phones tapped at Trump Tower. In those 3 days, has the White House come up with any evidence whatsoever to prove that allegation?
The president, we put out a statement on Sunday saying that we would have no further comment, and we were asking the House and the Senate Intelligence Committees to look into this concern and report back.
The man who headed up the intelligence community during the time President Trump says the tapping took place told ABC News categorically it did not happen.
There was no wiretap against Trump Tower during the campaign conducted by any part of the national intelligence community.
And he said Trump could get an immediate answer by simply asking his own top justice officials.
Can't the president just ask the FBI director?
Well, I think
has he asked him?
No, the president has not. And I think that, you know, we've gone back and forth with you guys when I think there is clearly a role that Congress can play in its oversight capabilities.
Do you believe that President Obama ordered something like this?
I get that that's a cute question to ask. My job is to represent the president and to talk about what he's doing and what he wants. And he has made very clear what his what his goal is, what he would like to have happen.
So let's bring in John Carl live from the White House tonight, because, John, there's one other tweet we want to report on tonight. President Trump's tweet under scrutiny from this morning. The president tweeting this: 122 vicious prisoners released by the Obama administration from Gitmo have returned to the battlefield. Just another terrible decision. But, John, you were among the many who pointed out today the vast majority of those prisoners who have returned to the battlefield were actually released by the Bush administration. Here's how Sean Spicer responded.
Obviously, the president meant in totality the number that had been released on the battlefield, that have been released from Gitmo since individuals have been released.
So, John, how do you reconcile the president's tweet, which was very clear, and the press secretary who said the president obviously meant something else?
I don't know if you can reconcile them, David. In fact, only 9 of those 122 freed Gitmo prisoners were released while President Obama was in the White House. But this is not the first time that the president's team has had to say that what the president meant is something different from what he actually tweeted. There simply isn't a fact-checking ritual that goes on with those tweets. All
right, John Carl with us from his post at the White House. John, thank you. We do turn to other news we're monitoring tonight, into a deadly collision between a freight train and a charter bus. Several dead, multiple injuries, and ABC's David Curley on the investigation underway on that scene in Mississippi.
Rescue workers scrambled to pull survivors from the charter bus, crushed and pushed down the tracks in the violent collision. Only a lucky few walked away unhurt but dazed. The bus from Austin on a trip to a Biloxi casino with nearly 50 on board. 4 were killed, 35 others taken to the hospital.
We're not sure about the train, about the bus itself, why it was stopped, if it was having engine problems or what.
The chief says with the tourists stuck, the eastbound freight train slammed into the bus, pushing it 200 feet up the tracks before coming to rest. A witness says the crossing is elevated and the bus became stuck, unable to move, and then the crossing signals activated.
The front wheels went up and over the track, but then the center of the bus just stopped right on the track, and the arms started coming down and they hit the bus.
As survivors were rushed to hospitals, officials were preparing to interview the bus driver. Federal investigators are on their way to the accident scene. Biloxi has seen its share of crossing accidents. In fact, just 2 months ago, a delivery truck was hit on that exact crossing by a train. David?
David Curley with us tonight. David, thank you. Next here to the tornado outbreak, 30 reported tornadoes already from Kansas to Illinois. The worst of them, a confirmed EF3 in Oak Grove, Missouri, winds up to 152 miles per hour, shattering entire neighborhoods there. The airport in nearby Johnson County, Kansas, now a field of debris after straight-line winds up to 85 miles an hour. ABC's Alex Perez on the scene tonight.
Brian, tornado on the ground. Dangerous nighttime tornadoes touching down outside Kansas City. I've got power flashes, big power flashes. Those power flashes, a telltale sign a tornado is close by. A powerful EF3 twister ripping through Oak Grove, Missouri overnight.
This is the bathroom.
Brenda Johnson says she and her husband emerged from their basement bathroom to find their home reduced to rubble.
If we had hesitated even a few seconds, we wouldn't have made it.
The brutal storm pushing this home off of its foundation and down this hill. In nearby Olathe, Kansas, planes tossed, hangars flattened, hail larger than golf balls in the area. To the north in Minnesota,
looks like it's roping out there.
The earliest calendar year tornado on record. And David, these steps are supposed to lead to a front door, but take a look at this. This is all that's left of this home. This tornado ripping a nearly 12-mile-long path of destruction through here. David?
Just a stunning scene tonight. Alex, our thanks to you. And meantime, fierce winds from that same storm front fueling a deadly string of wildfires in 4 states tonight. Flames burning in the Texas Panhandle, threatening hundreds of homes, but firefighters losing the battle to save some homes in Colorado, and some family members losing their lives while trying to save their property. ABC's Clayton Sandell from Colorado tonight.
Across the plains tonight, firefighters aren't just battling flames, they're up against dry, powerful winds. Supercharged wildfires are tearing through hundreds of square miles in parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, Colorado, and Texas. In Gray County, Texas, ranch hand Sydney Wallace, her boyfriend Cody Crockett, and a third man were trying to save cattle but could not escape the flames themselves. All died. The fires have killed at least 6 people in total and countless numbers of livestock.
When the wind was blowing hard and the smoke was, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face.
On the northeast Colorado plains, a 30,000-acre blaze destroyed 5 homes.
We just ransacked it and grabbed everything we could.
This is one of the homes lost here in Colorado, but you can see the danger is not over. We're getting 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts right now, making this a very tough firefight. David?
Very powerful system tonight on the move. Clayton Sandeller, thanks to you there. And there is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Tuesday. The earthquake warning in the west. The concern, a new report out tonight about the San Andreas Fault. Also, this video, the daycare worker who appears to push that 4-year-old girl. Authorities say she then realizes there's a security camera overhead. So what now for that worker? The police chase tonight the suspect spinning out on the highway and what he tries next. And then just a heartbreaking crime to report tonight at the zoo. The endangered rhinos, the break-in